welcome to Lessons Learnt. I'm Sherry. This is Blue. This is Monday Quilt Chat. We're here to talk about all the things going on in my quilty world and in the quilting world in general. So today we're going to do just that. Go ahead and get your favorite drink, have a seat, keep sewing, whatever it is you were doing. You may not even have to look up at the screen too much. You can just use this video as background noise if you want, as you're doing your thing. So here we are again, another weekend. Blue just took a big gulp of water because he nearly caught a squirrel just a minute ago on the way out here. We were in the house and headed out this way, and zoom, he just was right on the tail of that squirrel, weren't you? You almost got him, didn't you, Blue? Did you almost get the squirrel? You're sick of the almost, aren't you? You almost did. I saw it. You're such a good squirrel chaser. One day you'll get one. One day. And then I don't know what we'll do. We'll never get it away from him. I know that. Isn't that right? You ready for a nap after all that running? I bet you are. So here I am back again to talk about all the quilty things. I did finish up trimming these. I remember I had a little stack on Friday I showed you. Or yeah, it was Friday, wasn't it? So everything's ready now to go into rows and to make the video for you on Wednesday of finishing up that project. I don't know if I'll actually finish the project, but I'm going to show you how to put the border on, what you need to cut for that, and so on and so forth. So I'll be working on that today and tomorrow, so you'll have something to see on Wednesday. Before I forget, because this is on my mind right now, there's something going on with the subscriptions again. So look and see if subscribe is anywhere on your screen that you're watching. Go ahead and touch it and make sure you really are subscribed. The numbers have been going like this. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Usually it continues to go up. Even if it's slow, you know, it goes up slowly. It hardly ever goes back down. So if you're seeing that, I'm seeing like every day a couple of numbers go down. It regains itself and then goes beyond it, and then a couple more will fall off again. So I don't know what YouTube is doing, or if it's something I said in a video. I don't know, but just take a look for me there and see if your subscribe button is anywhere to be seen. If it is, and you want to stay subscribed, be sure and touch it and turn the bell black so that the notifications will come up for new videos. So if it's your first time here, welcome, and you are welcome to subscribe. And there's also information on how to get on the Facebook group with us in the description box if you want to be in that group. So we have a lot of fun over there too, sharing projects, problem solving, sometimes off subject things, not too much. We kind of try to keep it in the, you know, the sewing quilting realm as much as possible, because that's what it's for. I know I did ask for some recipes the other day. Thanks for that. That was enlightening to see what all of you all are eating on a regular basis that you like. And just trying to do some more meals at home. We usually do eat at home 3 or 4 nights a week, and then maybe on the weekend a couple times. So we'd like to reduce that if possible and get to where we're eating more at home. So yeah, Facebook group. Instagram's out there too. I don't get on Instagram hardly any anymore, but there is some stuff out there. If there's anything any of you can tell me or encourage me on getting the Instagram going again, please put that in the comments of this video. If you want that, I can work a little harder on getting some posts out there on a regular basis. So all these things are a little bit of work, each one. All together it becomes a job, and that's my job. So if that's what you want, then that's what you shall get. I worked on some blues batiks too. These ones, you know, the light diamond. So I did a few of these, and I have the rest of them here. I'm going to work on these over here on the right. I have this set up to where I can grab these. They're already matched up how I want them color-wise. I've just got them sitting here in categories like top left, bottom left, top right, bottom right, and I just pick them up and do one ever so often. It's been that kind of a weekend for sewing for me. I really didn't sew that much this weekend. I got tired. I got really tired, and I got, I don't want to say bored, but I kept moving from one project to another, trying to keep progress moving, keep things moving. But I finally did have to just stop and go to bed. So I had a nice long nap this weekend, apart from just sleeping at night. So I guess if I had to do it, I must have needed it. So listening to your body, right? I'm trying not to be lazy, but sometimes your body just stops you in your tracks, and you have to stop. You just have to stop. I did work a little bit on this also. I got it on a project board now. This is the one of the Sew Sampler projects I showed you on Friday. This one. So I have things ready to go here. There were 13 three strip sets. You put 3 of that honey bun together, and there was 13 of those. I've got 9 of them cut out. I'll tell you, and then I also got my background cut out too. I will tell you what I did though, and it ain't gonna matter, but it's kind of funny. All of these are going a certain direction. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see the 3 pieces here, and they turn and go down and around. Well, I started cutting mine. You use this ruler to cut them with. It's supposed to help you. And this is how you cut them. But I turned my ruler the other way. So mine are not going to be going clockwise. They're going to be going counterclockwise. But I don't think it's going to matter because I'm going to do them all the same. And that's the key to it. If you do something like that, where you turned this the opposite way, going this way. Let me get it for you. I'll show you what I mean. See, they have it going this way, right? I turned mine this way and started cutting. Well, I always like to do a test block, kind of a test block, actually using everything, you know, the fabric and everything. I like to go ahead and make one block up and then continue with my cutting. And it's a good thing that I did that, because this has helped me a lot in the past. I've learned. It's a lesson, a big lesson that I have learned, and I'm continuing to do that. I make a block first before I get too far. So before I even cut another one of these strips up into the 10 pieces you need, I started trying to put it together. And things were not going together according to these pictures. See that picture? I finally figured out there's no way in the world I could have turned those after I cut them the opposite direction to make them work to look like this. So now I had to make some notes on my pattern showing that I need to switch these. They need to be turned the other way to work. Now I don't have any extra fabric of those little strips. I have one little strip left out of that whole honey bun. Just one. So now that I've done that, I'm in it. I'm in it for going counterclockwise. I found that out when I tried to put it together, because it would not look like these pictures. Would not look like that. I can get this, but they weren't going the right way. You see what I mean? So I had to stop everything and figure out what I did. First of all, I thought I was just sewing them wrong, but no, I wasn't sewing them wrong. I figured it out. I did this very first part here. After you put your 3 strips together, you start cutting them like this, and I had flipped that ruler. So it was a good thing I tested it, because if I would have went back over there, if I hadn't figured it out and went back over there to cut the rest of those 3 strip sets, and I would have turned that ruler back to the right way, I would have been in trouble, because it would not have ever went together right. You think you're going to do some little quick, easy, small project, and you get into stuff like that. But it's going to be fine. Now that I figured that out, and I dare not ever turn this the wrong way, it'll go together fine, and it'll go together pretty quick, I think. So, and I did have the peach to go with it, just like it shows in the picture. I don't know what they used, but it matched, the peach I have matched exact what their peach was. I don't think they told what their peach was, what company of fabric it was. Probably a Bella Solid 9900-88. I bet that's probably a Bella Solid, but mine's a Riley Blake Confetti Solid. It's probably equivalates. Is that a word? Equivalates. That's a word in Spanish. We don't say it like that, but equivale. Okay. Anything else that I did? That's it, unfortunately. Remember on Friday I said, oh, I've got all these options for sewing. I had all the options, but I just didn't have it in me to do it. So I did a little bit, and I'm just going to keep forging forward. Now, I had remembered when I saw these Blues Batiks blocks over there, I had started, I don't know, I was hunting through for something and saw these, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm supposed to put an auction up in October. So I'll get this up in October. I'm just going to keep it out until it's done. I have some recent acquisitions, which we haven't had for a while. So let's get right into them, because there are several. It's stuff I ordered over a long period of time. It's just that it all came in within a few days of each other. Now this is from Bear Creek Quilting, and it's the buttercream and brickle bits that you can use with the Kim deal. So I got these to fill in what I need on the light colors on my Kim deal scrap basket favorites for my fair quilt. So this is an 18-piece strip pack, and their strip packs are 10.5 inches by width of fabric. So bigger than a layer cake, smaller than a 1/4 yard, not quite 1/3 of a yard. No, it's bigger than a 1/4 yard, but not quite 1/3 of a yard. So it's 10.5 inches by width of fabric. I'm not going to pull one out, but this is all of the lights that I need. And with that, they sent a free pattern called Voyager. And this is like their own pre-cut, 10.5 by width of fabric. It was $59.99. So that is how many pieces, how many yards of fabric is that? It's a little over 5 yards. So 60 by 5, 12. That's not the greatest price, but it fit for me to get all of these different ones in this amount, this wide of an amount. So I thought it was what I needed. Not the greatest of prices, but not $15 a yard either, so I'll need it. Okay, what else did I get? That was all I got from Bear Creek, I do believe. Let me see what else I have here. Let me show you the threads I got from Connecting Thread. Of course, I got a natural white. Now, this is when they went on sale at Connecting Threads, the Omni, big ones I use for the long arm. And you can use it in your regular machine too. 6,000 yards, and it is 40 weight. So this is what I use. So this natural white is what I use a lot. And then this one is called Almond. I didn't have that one, so that was another option for a cream tan kind of thing. And then this one's called Light Tan. And then I got some others that I didn't have that I thought I might use. Apricot Blossom. You can see a hint of kind of a pinky peach there. And then I have Western Pink. Kind of looks like desert sand. And then this one is called Satin Slipper. So these are some good neutrally yet somewhat of a color that you can use for quilt tops that have a little bit more peachy, pinky, orangey, corally colors in them. So those were less than $10 a spool. So I got 6. Did I get 6 or 7? 2, 4, I got 6. And then, let's see, what else is there here? Okay, so this is, this next bunch of stuff I'm going to show you is from Green Fairy Quilts. This is a fat quarter bundle of Besties by Corrine Wells. Kind of a retro-y looking bundle. And I got this because it was only $49. And I forget how many is in here. I don't know if it tells 22. So that's a good price for that. So I picked that up. And then I also got this dessert roll. And these are 5-inch strips. And this is that cat fabric that I already have some yardage of. Actually, I don't have yardage. I've had it. Oops, excuse me. I bumped into his bed and woke him up, I guess. I've had this back here on the shelf for a while. It's called Here Kitty Kitty by Stacy Issue. So this is another amount to go with that to make a project. So I don't know why, but I've just been slowly collecting that. Excuse me. I'll just put that dessert roll back there too. That was $26.99 for that dessert roll. So that's like 42 5-inch. Is it 42? It may not be. Dessert roll. It doesn't say, but it kind of looks like the size of a jelly roll. So I'm gonna say it probably is the full amount of strips that you get in a jelly roll. So that was $26.99. And then I got those Lori Hope glasses, which I already have one pair that's 5.0. These are 2.0. I still haven't tried them, but I love the green. I still haven't tried these. The 5.0 was a little too strong, but I have a 2.0 now, so let's see here. So yeah, I can put this right here, like where I would be stitching. Yeah, about like this. Right there. The 5s were about right here. I probably could have went down to a 1.5 or 1.75. I'm not sure. But this will work. I'm going to take them back in the house and see if I can use them with... They're cute. Are they not cute? See if I can use them with my cross stitch. That's what I'm going to do. So let me put this back in here. Cute little thing you get for them too. Pouch. Little flip pouch. Works nice. So that's what I have. That's what I have gotten in. The no-buy months. I did want to talk about the no-buy months because evidently I kind of... Somebody asked me, are you going to do no-buy October? And I said, no-buy October. And I was like, did I ever do no-buy July? I think I did. I don't think that I advertised it very big on the channel that I was doing no-buy July. And I went back and looked at my bank account to see when was the last time I had bought anything. And the only time I bought anything was... I didn't buy anything in July, August. It was either August or September. I bought something that Mark needed to finish up that folk and lore thing he just did. He needed like 2 little pieces of fabric for those churn dashes. So I found that on Etsy and ordered that, and I paid for it, and it was on my bank account. Other than that, all I've had are my Sew Sampler boxes. So just in September did I start buying stuff. It's just now getting here to where I can show you. Green Fairy Quilts, Bear Creek Quilting, and Connecting Threads. So a little bit slow getting here. You know, some of those places are out west, and it just takes a while for it to get here. That's what I have to say about that, but it's worth waiting for a good deal, right? Instead of just paying crazy prices. Granted, the Brickle was pretty much regular price, but I didn't want it to get away from me before I needed it, because even if I started cutting this out now, this stuff might go away. I don't know. I didn't want to risk it. Buttercream and Brickle bits. Okay, so what else? What else? I don't think I have anything. I'm not ready to show you that batting thing yet I was talking about last week. This Wednesday, I'll have the finish up on this project on the Soul Blossoms. And then next week, on Wednesday, I might do that then if I feel like it. I can make a video out of it. And not just, not just be a clip in a Monday or Friday video. So I'll be doing that. I haven't been doing any more embroidery. I did get my 2 blocks ready to be embroidered. Told you that already. Mark's working on another new scrappy pattern. If you all like his scrappy patterns, he's going to be your go-to, seems like. He's using the scraps that I've made, so if I don't have scraps to use and he wants to use them, he can use them. I'd rather do other stuff, but I hope you liked his panel one that he did with the leftover folk and lore. I thought it turned out really good. He got pretty good views on that video, not like the one before, which he was hoping for, but he did get his first check from YouTube and is slated to get another in next month. So little by little, he's motivated. So that getting a paycheck does motivate you to go back to work, doesn't it? So he has another one he's working on. He's got a pattern almost ready, and he's got another bag of scraps that I gave him, and we've got the other fabrics that's going to have to go with it to put it together. And so Takes him a little bit longer these days because he's working outside the house now, so he's not home as much presently. We'll see how that goes. He's still looking for a different job, but that's limiting his sewing time quite a bit. But it's okay. He'll get you a video out there every so often on that channel. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's Mark, my husband's channel. It's called Quilter's Architect, and there's a link in the description box to that if you haven't seen any of his videos before. People like them. So go over there and check it out. Subscribe to his channel. Go back and watch some of those videos he's done. He's done a lot of cool stuff that he's designed patterns for, and he occasionally designs patterns for me too, and will continue to. And that's another leg off of this channel if you want to connect with that over there. I think what I'll do is go ahead and get with our art quilt of the week. It's time for another one. Ooh, this is pretty. This is like that New York beauty style. Oh, it even says it. The Beauty of Courtship, a New York Beauty is what it's called. I'll put a picture right here. 67 by 79 by Helen Smith Stone of Duluth, Minnesota. She says, this quilt is one with quite a story. Helen started this quilt in a Karen K. Stone workshop, and her now husband proposed not long after. She worked on the quilt during their 5-year-long courtship and even incorporated some fabric from her wedding outfit. With this kind of story, how could she not name it as she did? This quilt has been shown in several publications and shows, including The Woman Today magazine, which is a Duluth, Minnesota magazine, and Quilting on the Waterfront 2006. The pattern is New York Beauty by Karen K. Stone. The Beauty of Courtship, a New York Beauty. So when you see these very skinny points arranged into a pattern, that's where the New York Beauty thing comes from. And so here we see that she's got blocks that are set not quite on point, but not straight up and down either. They're just tilted. And within the block, she's got this the little what would you call that? It's not a spine. It's a spike. It's a little spike. And so there's all manner of design of those spikes, and each one of those, they all seem to be unique, every single one. And then on the outside, she's got kind of an asymmetrical thing going on the top and the right. It's kind of curvy and rounded, and the left and the bottom is more straight with the sides, has a little curve in the corner down there, and skinnier spines. Spines? I didn't mean to say spines, did I? Spikes. Interesting, very interesting use of fabric there with the curvy pieces that she's got going on. That's very artistic. Lots of intricate quilting as well. So New York Beauty, if you're interested in doing something like this, just Google New York Beauty and you'll see all sorts of different designs come up that look like this with those spikes in them. Spiky quilt. So good for her on that, and then having that significance behind the name is kind of cool too. So this week I told you I was going to work on getting something together for the Wednesday video, and I'm going to continue on with the Blues Batiks. Put this stuff away where it goes, and I still have my big pile of Sew Sampler box projects here. I'm going to continue with that peach preserves and get it out of the way so I can start another one and keep those in the drawer and not flowing out of the drawer. Alright, have a great week quilting. I will see you back here on Wednesday for that video, last part of the Soul Blossoms project, and then back on Friday for Finish It Friday to see what I finished and see what you finished. Have a great week sewing, and I'll see you then. Bye!